So today, what I thought that the topic which I have chosen for today is noun and pronoun. So it is, but still it requires revision for your exam point of view, right? So we will be doing that for next half an hour or 45 minutes or 1 hour. It depends on the responses from your behalf. So quickly, let me quickly join me. Now, is there any participant? No participants are showing there. Well, I'm going to start with the topic. So first topic we will be discussing, that is noun. Noun, as we all know, that noun is the name of place, person, thing, animal, thing, or any of sort of ideas. All comes in noun, right? For example, Jeller is a good singer. Fruits are expensive, right? Aryaman Singh is joining me. Good evening, beta. And TPS Talks. So thank you for joining. Kavita Hoods is there. Huda is there. Good evening, ma'am. Very good evening, beta. Thank you for joining, all of you. So quickly, let's cover you people. Your share your previous knowledge quickly, because it is easiest of easy topic. So quickly, just I need your interaction as well. Quickly, till the time I'm explaining you people quickly send me types of noun. Okay. So we are going to discuss one by one the types of noun. Once we are studying noun, then we should keep it in our mind that types of noun. After covering types of noun, we should understand the number noun, then gender noun. These should also be covered simultaneously. We cannot ignore these things. So accordingly, we will cover up one by one. Right. So I'm going to start with Aryaman and Kavita. Just try to type it types of nouns, right? It's the easiest of easy topic we are covering today, though it is coming in your exam, right? So you cannot ignore it. You need to practice, you need to study these portions as well. Ayush Patil also joined me. Good evening, ma'am. Very good evening, beta. So quickly send me types of noun. Let me check whose typing speed is fastest. So we are going to cover first proper noun. First and foremost, the unique name given to a particular person, place, thing, animal, organization, right, is called proper noun. Okay. So what it tells that any specific name given to any of the person, animal, thing, or any organization sort of, or you cannot concise with such particular thing, right? You know very well that whatever if name is given to anything in your surrounding, right? Like mountain is having any particular, river is having any particular name, animal like dog, cat is having any particular name, then all it comes in proper noun, right? You cannot bound it that it is a name of thing, place, or any organization, right? Everything which is in our surrounding, if they have any specific name, right? So that will call as, right? Like river Ganges, Amazon, Nile river, like that. Okay, mountain in Mount Everest. So that's short. You need to understand whether it is a physical structure and any sort of thing. If it is having any specific name, then it will be considered as proper noun, right? Next is common noun. So anything which is in our surrounding, and if we commonly talk about them in the group, then that will become in common noun. Like boys, if we are talking boys, girls, man, woman, person. So these things considered as common noun, right? After that, collective noun is there. Collective noun, when we talk refer any particular group, okay? The name given to a group or collection of the person, place, thing, or animal, the class, the team, and you should again and again memorize, because few of the collective nouns are very, very important. Even in competitive exams, such type of question related with collective noun, one or two question asked in big competitive exams even, right? So you have to frequently go through these, that what are the collective nouns, what sort of collective nouns are there, at least class wise, there are some certain list, right? So likewise here, a few set of collective nouns are given. I'm going to read it quickly. A band of magicians, an army of soldiers, a bundle of sticks, a bunch of keys, bananas, grapes, a flock of sheep, birds, a troop of dancers, a shoal of fish, a swarm of bees, a baby of girls, a bench of judges, a board of directors, a clump of trees, a tuft of grass, a fleet of ships, a gang of thieves, a bouquet of flowers, a crew of sailors, a troop of monkeys, a team of players, and a constellation of stars, a suite of rooms, and a herd of cattle and buffaloes, right? So this way you need to understand this is a very limited list. I will Google it, then hundreds and hundreds list you will get it there. So you should understand and select it, which is in the daily use. You can memorize those at least, which is important as per your textbook, which is given in your textbook. So some selected, which you can find it out, that is day-to-day life. It is in use, and it is also important in your exam point of view. Then memorize those. Okay. Let's switch to the abstract now. As its name refers, abstract means abstract ideas, sort of, right? Emotions, qualities, all these will come. The name given to the feeling, ideas, state, quality is called as an abstract noun, like hunger, honesty, childhood, adulthood, right? So all these sort of qualities and feelings will come under abstract noun, right? Then concrete noun. Concrete noun, the name given to anything can be observed by any of the our senses, is called concrete noun, right? We have a dog at home, and the lemon tastes so sour, right? Where our five senses, if we are using our five senses, then in that condition it is considered as the concrete noun. It is very rare in use, as we know that in every sentence it is not mandatory here that your senses are utilized, right? Next is the last one is material noun, right? Material, where we talk about the materials, right? So the name given to an object or substance, but in some books it might be not given, right? So in that case you should consider this in the uh, common noun, right? Common noun you can consider if it is not given material noun there. Compound noun, right? The name given to a noun that is made up of noun with another noun. Likewise, fireflies. So you need to understand one extra, which this might be not given in your textbook. So but you have to keep it in mind, if there are two words together given, then that will be called as compound noun, right? Greenhouse, fireflies, right? These sort of words will come in compound noun, right? Now number noun, we are talking about number noun. As we all know that countable and uncountable nouns are there. Countable nouns are those which can be counted, and uncountable nouns are those which cannot be counted, right? Uncountables, which can be just measured in kgs, liters, and such type of measurements, right? So these will be called as uncountable noun. So next is we are switching to the genders, right? Noun genders. Genders, in gender, if we are talking about, Then there are four genders: masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and neutral gender, right? So masculine is for males, right? Boy, horse, father, so and so. Feminine gender, boy is referred to, boy is to girl, horse is to mare, and father is to mother, like that. We need to change it into gender. Then common gender, like a student, boy, girl, doctor, teacher, sorry, not boy. Boy will definitely come in masculine. Common gender means which we are commonly used for the girls and the boys, right? So may you join me? Hello, ma'am. Sorry for late. Thank you, Vita, for joining. Though you were just 11 minutes late because timing is also not fixed. So thank you. Though you mentioned you're sorry, but I don't think so. It requires here, right? Because no any time is fixed. Anytime randomly, I just used to come and as per my this thing convenience. So it is okay, beta. Just focus on the topic. This chapter is coming in your half yearly exam. That's why I'm coming, though it is the easiest one. But still, I thought it also requires one revision, right? So that's why just look at this. So feminine gender, as we have talked, girl, male, whatever the nouns we refer to the ladies or the girls or the women, that will be considered as feminine gender. Common gender for male, female, both what we are using, that will be considered as like a student for either whether the girl student is there, boy student, they will both will be considered as student. If the doctor is male or female, they both will be considered as doctor. Teacher will be considered as teacher. So these all will come in the uh, common gender, right? Then we talk about neutral gender, all the things, materialistic thing, right? All the materials comes in the neutral gender, right? Like glass, pen, table, chair, whatever. All right. So we have covered up one by one, types, five types. That is, first one is proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, concrete noun, and abstract noun. Then we talked about numbers, countable numbers and uncountable numbers, nouns. And then after that, we discussed about gender, that is masculine, feminine, masculine gender, feminine gender, then common gender we discussed, and the last one is neutral gender. All the genders we have talked. So finally, here the this chapter is covered. I'm not taking examples. Example is it is your condition beta as per given in your exercises in your textbook. Just do it accordingly. So that's why I did not discuss about the particular examples, right? You people are aware with. So accordingly, just practice it, whatever the content and exercise is given in your particular textbook, class-wise, right? So do it accordingly. Now let's jump on the another topic, that is pronoun. In pronouns, what we need to understand that the nouns, what we discussed about five types of nouns, if that noun is replaced by any word, then that will be called as the pronoun. Okay. So for that, you need to remember that he, she, it, they, and all will I, you, we, they. So these will come considered as right pronouns. And pronouns again we can divide it into almost 8 parts or so. We will start with the personal pronoun, right? Personal pronoun are those, right? Indicates the person or thing is called a personal pronoun, as its name refer, personal, right? They are looking so for a magic wand. So they is there, she is there, right? She was asked to meet him at the office, right? So there are two types of personal nouns. You need to keep it in your mind that one can be treated as the subject and another can be treated as an object. So personal pronoun can be divided into two parts: subject pronoun and object pronoun. If it is placed at the subject position, then it will be called as subject pronoun. and if it is placed at the object position in the sentence, then it will be called as object pronoun, right? Right. In the second example, you must have listened that she was asked to meet him. So here she is subject pronoun and him is object pronoun, right? So you need to understand this. I don't know him. So I is a subject pronoun, him is a again object pronoun. Jackie hasn't trained them. So them is again object pronoun and Jackie hasn't. Jackie is not a pronoun. Jackie is a noun. Okay, so it is not replaced, but you need to understand that in this particular sentence, only one pronoun is given, and that is object pronoun. Fine. Forms of personal pronoun: first person, second person, and third person. Now they are talking about two things. In personal pronoun, they talk about object pronoun and subject pronoun. And the second thing what they are talking about, persons, right? So forms of the persons is first person, second person, and third person. Okay, first person refers to the speaker of the sentence, right? First person, who are they? The person who is speaking, that person will be called as the first person. And second person, it refers to the listener, like I am talking to you. So I will be the first person talking to you. You will be your listener. So you will be the second person. And third person, it refers to the person about whom which is spoken about, right? So if I am talking to you about them, about the students, about them, so them will be the third person, right? So you need to understand that if we are talking about first person, then what will be the pronouns in that first person's category? First will be I, second will be we, third will be me. In object pronouns, right? In object pronouns, only two you need to consider: I and we will be the first person, and second person you will be the second person, and third person he, she, it, and they will be the, right? But if we are talking about the object, in that case what will come? Me and us will come in the first person. You will be both the places similar. Second person will be here also. In the subject place also it will be you, and if you are talking about object place, there will be you also, right? So you need to understand this, that you will be in second person whether it is at the place of subject or it is at the place of object. In both the places it will be you only, right? Only their position will make the difference. And now we are talking about third person. Third person, he, she, it. Okay, at the subject place, he is doing that, she is doing that, it is all about like that. Okay, and they will be, right? It, he, she, it, and they, these two will be there, right? So you can divide it. And if we are talking about object pronouns, so for he will be him, she will be her, it will be it's it only, and they will be changed into them. Okay, so how what I changed it at the subject place, he, she, it, third person, and they, third person. And when we change into the object place, then they will change into him, her, it, and them, right? Like that. So you need to understand that these first person, second person, third person, what their position is there in the sentence, right? Whether they are at the subject place or at the object place, accordingly you need to change, right? Now the possessive pronoun. Possessive, it shows possession, right? So possession means ownership, right? You are also mentioning your ownership on any particular thing, right? So a pronoun, a possessive pronoun that shows possession and or an ownership is called a possessive pronoun. It is generally put at the end of the sentence: his, hers, yours, ours, mine, theirs are the possessive pronouns, right? So we studied about the personal pronoun, we studied about first person, second person, third person, we studied about subject pronoun, object pronoun. Now we switch to the possessive pronouns. But you must have noticed that excluding him, right? Excluding his, hers, yours, in every a particular pronoun, s is there at the end, right? Hers, yours, ours, his, mine, theirs, right? So his and mine, accepted his or mine. Rest of the pronouns carrying s at the end of the pronoun, right? So these shoes are mine. Knowledge is solely yours, right? This way you need to frame the sentence in possessive pronoun. Next is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite, as its name is referring, indefinite, which is not definite, right? So that means which is uncertain in numbers, right? So all were hungry, right? You are talking about all, and that number is not certain. In all, 100 can become, in all, millions can become, right? So that's why the number is not certain. That's why its name is indefinite pronoun. And what are the other words are there? All, none, some, any, much, more, one, any, other, someone, somebody, anybody, or anyone are indefinite pronouns, right? If somebody is saying anybody, in that case, that person is not certain whom we are talking about, right? Though it can be the single person, but he is not specific. He is not certain, right? So that way, all these pronouns will come in this particular category, indefinite pronoun, right? Next is interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronouns are used as a question word, right? It's called as interrogative. What is your name? Where is the Taj Mahal situated? Right? What, who, whose, how, when are interrogative pronouns, right? So question words. What, who, whose. So how could you relate it? It can be, as we have earlier discussed in most of the book, when we talk about interrogative pronoun, at that time they mention is that grammar bumps, right? The same similar word can be adjective also, similar word can be pronoun also, similar words can be determiners also. Then how they will be different from each other, right? So you are studying pronoun first, so you need to stick to the pronoun that if along with this particular question word, and question word is preceded by, I mean, the next word is helping verb, any of the helping verb. In that condition, it will be interrogative pronoun. And if it is, if the next word is followed by, I mean, followed by the adjective, right? In that case, it will be interrogative adjective, right? So that way you need to understand how could you identify the difference between the two. Then is relative pronoun. A relative pronoun shows what? Pronoun that is used to join two clauses. They are saying, right? Two clauses. Clauses we have already discussed. It is a group of words which can be, which can make the complete sense, but simultaneously it is also having incomplete sentences together, right? So it can be, the half can be subordinate clause or dependent clause, and this half can be main clause or the independent clause, right? So it will be, but both will be the part of the same sentence, right? So in one particular sentence, there can be two clauses, one clauses, or more than two clauses, three, four, five clauses, that way. So you need to understand that in relative pronoun, if we are talking about, so they are relating, they are joining two clauses, and that's why they are called as relative. And it reveals the relation with the noun that comes before it, right? So in this, that's why it is called relative, because one clause is showing the relation with the main verb, main subject, right? You can take the example, and better you will understand. I know the man who is a fighter, right? Now who is a fighter is a dependent clause which is dependent on this particular, this main clause, right? I know the man, I know the man is a main clause. And when we are talking about who is a fighter, who is a fighter is a dependent clause which is dependent on this particular portion, right? Whom, which man we are talking about, whom we know properly, right? So first sentence is referring the sense, complete sense, but the rest is showing incomplete sense. So that incomplete sense is completed by which? this dependent this independent clause, right? Main clause. So that way you need to understand, if we are talking about relative pronoun, it means there is a role of clause. We are connecting two clauses together, right? Very good evening, beta Anshul. So I think after 2-3 days back you joined me, and on your name somebody has played a prank yesterday. That was so bad and disheartening for me that our own class student boys, they made that prank, I guess, and it should not be done. It should not be repeated, right? So let's continue with the relative is done. Use of some relative pronouns can be who, whom, whose, which, that. So these are the particular pronouns which can be used to connect two clauses, right? Which one is? First one is who, second one is whom, third one is whose, and fourth one is which, and last one is that. Okay, so there are 5 pronouns which can be used to connect two clauses. Okay, and that will become where? Only in relative pronouns, right? So we studied what we have covered. Personal pronoun. In personal pronoun we talked about subject pronoun and object pronoun. Then we talked about first person, second person, third person. But then we talked about possessive pronoun, right? And after possessive, indefinite we covered, indefinite and interrogative. After that, relative. So relative we have already done. So here also examples given. Saurabh, who is a diligent worker, is loved by everyone. Do you know the girl whom in first statement who was used? Who is a diligent, hardworking, right? Diligent means hardworking. Do you know the girl whom you talked to in the party, right? So whom is that particular pronoun that is connecting two clauses, right? Next one is nigger, whose ring was stolen by my neighbor. So whose is there? Next is I have returned the money which I borrowed from her. So which is there? Next is it is only the 13th question in KBC which may fetch you 7 crores, right? So which is also used there, right? So this way you need to understand, if we are talking about relative, then there is must that two clauses will be there in the sentence, and one is connected by the other clause along with these particular pronouns, right? These 5 pronouns: who, whom, which, whose, that, right? So try to memorize it better. Next is demonstrative pronouns. So in demonstrative, what you need to mention that to indicate somebody, to indicate a particular pronoun, right? This, I'm indicating this is, that is, those are, these are. So as along with the its plural, along with its distance, we need to choose, right, demonstrative pronoun accordingly, right? If it is in it is if it is nouns are in the plural, then in that condition we need to choose these pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. And if they are at the distance, then those, right? And if they are singular in noun and they are close to us, then in that case this. And if they are at a distance, then in that condition, and it is singular, then we will put that. Okay, so this, that, these, those, these are the only four demonstrative pronouns. Not only pronouns, demonstrative adjective and demonstrative determiners as well, right? So here also you need to understand, like as you understood in interrogative, if the next word is any helping verb, then in that case it will be pronoun and demonstrative pronoun. And if it is the next word is any noun, then in that case it will be demonstrative adjective, right? Uses of these demonstratives are: this is for a single noun, or it is near. So that already I told you, discussed. Single, this, that, and these, those for the plurals, right? Next is switch to the next one, that is distributive pronoun. Distributive indicates the member of the group, right? Separately is called distributive: each, every, either, neither. These all are used in the distributive when you are showing distribution, right, among the group. So each soldier, we are talking about a group of soldier and we are separately indicating them, right? Each soldier, right? So that way, either of you, right? So if we are again indicating either of you, take, right? So reciprocal, next is reciprocal pronoun. In that, to show a mutual relationship between nouns called the reciprocal, right? Each other, one another. These two, if you will memorize, if we are talking about reciprocal, then it will be each other, one another, right? So mutual relationship they are showing, and these will be compound words together, each other and one another will be there, right? So each other is note is there. So what you need to keep it in your mind, that each other is used when talking about two things, right? One another is used when talking about more than two things, right? One another and each other for two, one another for more than two, right? Which topic you are teaching? Beta, in your half yearly exam, noun and pronouns are coming. So that's why I thought I need to cover this topic also. So from the beginning I started. The noun was never covered. One video I made very early when I started my channel. At that time, along with the proper PPT is there. Okay, so you people can watch that. But still, I thought in live stream also I must conduct. Okay, because exam is on head. You will just dedicate your half an hour for listening. Then it will definitely will be a great help for just going through your tryouts and whatever the exercise is given in your book, right? So that's why I covered firstly noun, right? We talked about what noun is, then types of noun, right? Proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, concrete noun, abstract noun, all that we covered. And after that, we talked about numbers, singular noun and plural noun. Then we also discussed about genders, neuter gender, masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, neuter gender. That also we covered. Then started with the pronoun, what pronoun is, then started with the proper pronoun, then subject pronoun, object pronoun, which is the part of this particular personal pronoun. After subject pronoun, object pronoun, we covered also the first person, second person, third person, which is also the part of personal pronoun. After that, we switched to the possessive pronoun. After possessive pronoun, there was indefinite pronoun. After indefinite, there was interrogative pronoun. Interrogative, after interrogative, definite pronoun was indefinite. So after indefinite, what next was relative was there, है ना? After relative, demonstrative, and demonstrative after distributive we covered, and distributive and reciprocal each other and one another. And now it is the turn of reflexive. Okay, beta, Angel. So we are going to study about two left, reflexive and emphatic, right? So reflexive and this emphatic both looks somewhere similar, right? But one is placed at the end of the sentence and one is placed immediately after the pronoun, subject pronoun, right? So in reflexive, you have to keep it in your mind, the pronoun that you use to refer back to the subject, right? So subject back to the subject it is saying, right? And reflexive emphatic pronoun, here is, I think, I guess misprint is there or something like. The reflexive pronoun that is used for the purpose of emphasizing the personal pronoun it refers to is called emphatic pronoun. Emphatic is so okay with. But the pronoun which is used for reflexive, you need to keep it in your mind that it is showing reflection on the subject which is at the beginning given. We enjoyed ourselves, right? So it can be called as a back reflection on that, on the subject, right? So she praised herself, right? So that way, and when we are putting emphasis on the main subject, right? I myself will go. I myself will do it. You yourself can make the way, like that. Okay. Immediately after the subject pronoun, immediately the that word will be placed. Then it will be called as emphatic, and if it will be reflected at the end of the sentence, then that will be called as reflexive pronoun. Okay. So that way we have covered noun and pronoun, both the chapters, and all important types. Right, Vita? I hope it will be a great help for you all in your half yearly exam, because most of the classes definitely these chapters will come. In some classes, only the difference will be the difficulty level. Okay, if it be the lower classes, I mean sixth, seventh, eighth, then it will be a bit low. Though in ninth and above, as a noun and pronoun, might be it will not come in exam, but definitely it will be there in the part as a part of the question paper, right? In one form or the other, right? So these knowledge are important itself. So slowly and gradually you will have a command on grammar, then definitely it will reflect on your writing skills. Okay, writing skills are very important, play a very important role in your reading section and as well as your writing section. Okay, section B, writing section, and grammar itself is grammar. You have to cover it up. Only what left, that is literature section, where you need to learn and memorize the question answer, okay, and few of the exercises based on your textbook. Otherwise, somewhere all your three sections are interrelated with these things. Your practice on grammar, right, Peter? So hopefully I'm done with 37 minutes are done. So thank you those who were stay tuned with me and kept listening me and watching the live stream. Heartfelt thanks to them. So thank you, Beta. I got your thanks there. Bye, Beta. Bye, Angel. Good night, Beta. Good night to all of you. Thank you. Loads of love and blessings.